Hey guys, what's up? It's RagesSorrow here, and welcome to another boss vlog. Got a few things I want to talk to you guys about, so let's go ahead and get it started. First thing I want to say is Happy New Year to you all. I hope you guys had a great Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you've been enjoying your holidays. I know I have mine, even though I have been working like mad for the past 2 weeks, but you know how it is. But another thing that I want to mention is I've actually been really wanting to make RuneScape videos for you guys. However, my computer has been running a tad bit slow, but I did manage to get quite a bit of footage this evening, so content is on the way. So, first thing I want to do is go over the behind the scenes for January. Now, Jagex is introducing a new concept called Power to the Players. Now, the basis of this update is to allow players to decide what updates get introduced first. All of the content being made will be added at some time later, but Jagex is going to give players the option to decide which ones they want early on. So there are going to be 6 polls to start off the year. Now the first poll is for either Elf City or the Invention skill first, so that's going to be a tough one to decide on. I mean, I don't really think we needed a new skill that early, so the Elf City might be something we want to see early on. Now the second poll is going to decide what kind of dragon is going to be added to the game. Now this is something that's needed to be added for quite a while, especially since the last dragon that was added, I believe, was Frost Dragons. So we do need another metallic dragon added in. Now it's obviously going to be adamant first, so you know, that's kind of obvious. But that's to be decided by the poll, I guess. Third is going to be which creatures do we think need an update to their drop table. Now there are quite a few creatures that need updated drop tables, so that's going to be decided by the poll. Now for the next poll after that, it's going to be decided what do we want the Easter holiday event like. Do we want that to be like something traditional, or do we want something with a twist? So that's to be seen there as well. And the next poll is going to be decided on whether the world list should be updated. Personally, I think it does. There are a few things that are a little bit, off now, so they do need to update that just a little bit. And the last thing is going to be what map do we want added to a new minigame that they're going to be adding at a later time. So, the whole Power to the Players thing, that's going to have, quite a good reference on, what's going on happening in the game. The only thing is I've actually noticed quite a few players actually complaining about that already, and I'm like, really? They're giving you what you want, yet you're complaining about it the whole time. But that's RuneScape logic for you. Next thing that's going to be happening this month is obviously the Hades and Skull updates. In addition to this, they're going to be adding a new person in with this called Airy. Now, anybody that's played the game for the past few years, you guys know about this update. So, it's obviously that time of year, again, for us to face these fearsome wolves, Hades and Skull. Now, this time they're going to be joined by a Valkyrie named Airy. Now, when killing Hades and Skull, you have a chance to find a new spear and helmet, which, those have been added thanks to Airy's introduction. Now, with all the items, as you guys know, you'll be able to gain bonus combat XP, bonus woodcutting, agility, and now prayer and divination. So, a lot of good content there, and, well-deserved bonus XP, so just train really well, guys, and you shouldn't have any problems there. Next thing is the Ports Batch 2 update. Now, with the release of the player-owned ports, the content has died down since, its release late last year. Now, this year, we will have the chance to meet 3 new adventurers, make 3 new items, and go to 2 new regions. Now, the new adventurers are the Chef, the Trapper, and the Architect. Each one requires a minimum of 90 cooking, 90 hunter, and 90 construction, respectively. So, 2 new characters, great. That gives us more storyline to work with from the ports, so it's a lot better. The next thing are the 2 new regions. Now, these are known as the Loop and the Shield. So, with the introduction of 2 new regions, that's obviously going to give us, new resources and things like that, and hopefully new trade goods, which would actually be perfectly fine with me. Now, in addition to that, you know, with the new regions, you get new ship parts, new crew members, and new random events. And, you know, and with the new regions comes new gear, as mentioned before. The items that we're going to be making are called the Reefwalker's Cape, the Leviathan Ring, and the Death Lotus Darts. Now, the Reefwalker Cape and the Leviathan Ring obviously require 85 defense, while the darts are going to require 85 range. Now, in addition to all that, there's actually going to be a new trader that is going to be added to, you know, help convert some of your abundant resources, you know, like the stainless steel and junk like that, into trade goods. So, if you have a bunch of that lying around, it's a good idea to go ahead and, you know, just stock up on more of it so that you can actually trade it in and get, you know, more trade goods from it. So, I'm really actually looking forward to this because I enjoy doing the ports, but I would actually like, you know, new ways to upgrade my ship, and I would actually like to go through more of the storylines because those are actually really interesting. So that's going to be fun to go with. Next update that they're adding in is actually quite surprising. You know, after many years of playing, most people remember the giant mole as, you know, one of their first boss-like encounters. Now, while it was a bit annoying to chase her down, the rewards were good at the time. Well, it's now time for them to give this giant mole a giant makeover. There is going to be an update coming out in January that is going to not only rework the graphics for the giant mole, they're going to also rework her combat style. There's going to be new attacks for her, you know, other than just that little, you know, mud splash on the camera, which, you know, at the time it wasn't bad, but, you know, with her running around all over the place, that's going to change now. So she's going to be stationary a lot more often, and she's going to have new attacks and everything like that. So, should be fun. They've reworked the entire boss fight from the ground up, so it's going to be quite fun to go through that. Now, in addition to that, there are going to be new rewards that are going to be dropped from the creature. We're going to get new farming potions, which are going to speed up the growth time on patches. And anybody that's ever done farming, you know it's one of the slowest skills because you do have to wait for everything to grow. So the ability to make these patches grow faster is phenomenal. It's going to help out quite a bit because we're going to have a lot more control over that. Now, in addition to that, there are going to be new upgrades for the anti-dragon shield and consumable roots, which are going to be able to stop bleeding effects, which is, you know, great. We're going to need those, especially if you're PvPing. You know how annoying it is to basically get the bleed effects and everything like that from the fragmentation shot and slaughter. You know, it's just really annoying, and you can make it go away. So, in addition to that update, they're also going to be adding in new Slayer updates. So basically now the Slayer helmet is going to have the functionality for the Slayer gem built in, so you won't have to, you know, constantly carry around the ferocious ring, no, not the ferocious ring, but the Slayer rings and stuff like that. So that's going to be helpful, and it'll help you save inventory space. In addition to that, you're also going to be able to upgrade the Slayer helmet to a level 70 helm, so stats are going to match that, and it's actually going to be a lot more useful to use the Slayer helmet rather than a traditional helmet, because everybody knows, you know, even with the Slayer helms additions and stuff like that, it's not really that helpful, especially if it's not providing you that much protection. So they are going to make it where we can upgrade that. In addition, you will also be able to combine the Slayer rings and the Ferocious rings together. So you'll be able to, you know, combine them into one, so you won't need that as much. But it will also give you the teleports to not only, you know, the Slayer Cave, but the Slayer Tower as well. So, a lot of good updates coming out, and a lot of new content from me coming out as well. I'm going to make sure that I produce as many videos as I can this month in efforts to, you know, make up for the content that we missed. Now, as for the 25 Days Bossing Marathon, unfortunately that is over, but I will go ahead and do the giveaways for the items in another video. But other than that, guys, my name is RagesSorrow. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then feel free to leave a like rating. It's always appreciated, and it really helps out the channel. If you haven't already, then feel free to consider subscribing to my channel. I will be doing boss vlogs as well as random bossing videos here and there, trying to teach you guys how to, you know, kill these things. So, other than that, guys, my name is RagesSorrow. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, peace and have a great rest of the day.